If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
Bumpin' Stacy
Powered through the Alaska Airlines Studios.
on Seattle Sports.
Here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Rost.
Curtis was in here during the break talking about watching Arizona, and now he's got all the confidence in the world in his Bearcats. They are safe and secure.
Wildcats.
Wildcats.
Oh,
no!
yes.
I did. I
Hey, at least you didn't do it on the Pac-12 network.
Oh, solidarity. Wildcats. But Curtis joked, hey, never in doubt. And then he said, it's so hard to watch these games when you actually have a rooting interest. How nervous are you tonight, Bump?
Right now, I'm fine. As soon as it gets close to tip-off, then I get a bit nervous.
Yeah, I would also be nervous. I'm curious to see if our next guest here is going to be a little nervous. Cougs legend and four-time NBA champion Klay Thompson joins us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Klay, how's it going?
It's going good. Just enjoying my off day.
We appreciate you taking the time, man. We really do. We'll take just a couple minutes to talk about your Cougs because we just got to know. I mean, you're a legend. How proud are you as a Coug to see your school back in the tourney for the first time since 2008?
Man, it gives me chills, really. Thinking back to 2008, just following Derek and Kyle and David and Taylor Baines. I mean, that was such a legendary team. Make it all the way to Sweet 16. I remember that like it was yesterday. Then playing North Carolina, Notre Dame, and just a magical run. So to be back, it's so well earned. And I'm so proud of these young men for just the performances they put on the whole season. And I was nervous last night. I was telling my friends like how excited I am for this opportunity for these guys, and it's just special for Cougar Nation, obviously.
First, I want to say go Cougs, Klay. I went to Wazoo. I left the spring of 2008, I believe, before you got there. So nice to have you on with us, man. Yeah, man. So nervous for the game. Stacy just asked me if I was nervous, and I said I'm good right now. Right before tip-off, I get a bit nervous. Was there something you used to do before games to kind of calm yourself down, or are you just stone cold killer? Go ahead and get them.
No, I mean, I think that's at every level. When you have butterflies in your stomach, I mean, you can relate to that. Any big game, it doesn't matter if it's high school, college, or pro. You can't get rid of those feelings. You just got to embrace them and just enjoy the moment as much as you can. Just be completely engaged. That's what I'll tell these young guys is just to soak it all up. I saw them putting the patches on the jersey. I'm like, that's just a special opportunity right there. And I just know they're making everyone who is an alum so proud. And, yeah, there's no secret to the formula, though. You just got to be yourself and trust the process. That's what got you there.
What have you made of the job Kyle Smith has done this season?
Oh, man, Kyle's been incredible. We got to appreciate him while we can because we know how in demand he will be after
I know
everything he's done for our program, which is unfortunate. But at the same time, just that's how the sports world is. And he's been awesome. I mean, he did an incredible job at San Francisco. Now what he's done for Wazoo has been nothing short of special. So I love what Kyle's done. His system, his style of play, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Klay, as you know, the Palouse is a special place, especially when you got teams who are balling out there. You probably have answered this question 1,000 times, but I'll ask it again. What drew you to the Palouse, man? How'd the Cougs snatch you up from Cali?
That's a good question. I mean, at the time, the basketball team was so good, and I took a visit there in the fall, and going to obviously a Cougar football game was really fun. Seeing how much love those guys did receive from all the fans and the students, faculty, whoever, it was special, and I realized how cool that was to be able to impact the region. And I knew I was going to play right away as a freshman in the Pac-10. I couldn't pass that up because I grew up on the West Coast watching the Pac, and there's so many great basketball players from the conference that I thought if I could go play a lot as a freshman and, play for a great coach in Tony Bennett, I could, reach my dream. And I was making the NBA, and seeing, Kyle get drafted helped so much. I was like, this man was a 1-star, 2-star recruit, and then he became an NBA player. And I was, looking forward to taking that similar route.
Why do you think that it feels weird asking, like, why do you hang on to school spirit? But I also think it's important because it's one thing for, right, like I've covered football players, and it's one thing for guys to be like, yeah, roll tide, and they hang on to really storied programs. Wazoo, some people kind of punch down sometimes. Like there's this kind of like, like a pride, like a real pride that Cougs have. What's made you connect with that?
Oh, it's the underdog factor. We're always never considered a blue blood or a team that could win the whole thing, but we never give up. And the fight for Cougs has been there since, sports were created. It's just that we feel the underdog feeling like I can't switch up now. The Cougs believed in me before anyone who ever did. So I'm not going to just leave them by the side because I was a Coug before I was an NBA champ or a gold medalist, before any record broken. I was a Coug, and I'll never forget those times of growing to be the man I am today, and that's because of my time on the Palouse.
Klay, one of the things I miss about playing are like the interactions with your teammates and with other players, and you seem to have a lot of dog in you. You talk a little stuff, man. What's the most entertaining interaction you've had, whether it be in college or the NBA, just going back and forth with somebody?
I'm not the biggest talker. I'm no Draymond Green out there, but so much I was there in my skin. I'm gonna defend myself and probably fire back. That's just the nature of sports. Your emotions are into it, and gosh, biggest back and forth. I don't know. One time Kobe told me he was going to run me over in a preseason game because I was playing probably too hard and might have tripped him up or something. I'll never forget that. That was at Fresno State Arena, and I was kind of in shock, a little scared because he looked really mad. And I was like, "Geez, Kobe, it's not that serious." But that's the one that's most memorable for me, just because I grew up idolizing him, and when you get under the skin of your hero, you feel like you did something right. So that was a lot of fun back then. That was a preseason game, too, in Fresno. Jeez, that was in 2014. Man, time flies.
Man, yes, it does. A lot of guys, so when I was at Wazoo, we used to go to the rec, and every basketball player or every football player thinks they can hoop, right? And we're playing too rough out there. And then I used to go out there with Kyle Weaver and Derek Lowe and those dudes, and every basketball player thought they could play football. So what sport, other than golf, we've seen you golf, what other sport do you think you can get down at?
I did play a little quarterback till high school, and then I retired that because I took a couple hits from the backside. So, but golf was my thing. I'm not the best golfer, but I just love to do it on the side. And what else? What other sports? Baseball, I was decent at baseball. Arm started to hurt after 8th grade, and I was getting my ADD would kick in the outfield. So basketball suited me best. But who actually was a really good basketball player on the football team was Brandon Gibson. He used to come hoop with us.
Yeah.
He would hold his own. He was good.
He's one of the best athletes I've played with overall. BG is nice.
Yeah.
All right, last one.
Really
again, Klay, you didn't have to join us. I just want everyone to know that. Klay, it's his day off. He did not have to join us, and you did in order to just kind of talk about the Cougs and your alma mater for a little bit. So our last question, what's your message to the team, your message to the Cougs and these guys ahead of their biggest game of the season?
I'll just tell them how proud we are of them, especially Cougar Nation. It's been a long time coming, and they did something I never did, which I'm just it's people, I hope they realize how hard it is to gain an NCAA berth, and just to enjoy this moment, and we're all behind them. And just to be as present as possible. Don't think about 2 days in advance, and just think about the Drake Bulldogs, what you got to do to win the game, and just be selfless out there, play for your teammates, and have fun, because we're all tuned in. It's going to be so much fun to watch.
He is Coug legend and 4-time NBA champ Klay Thompson. Thanks so much, Klay. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Klay. Go Cougs.
Of course. Nice talking to y'all. Yes, go Cougs.